Futures point to a flat open on continuing unease over the European economy. Spain has seen many of its banks downgraded in recent days. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon testifies before Congress about the multi-billion-dollar losses the bank took on trades last month and risk management. I'm Taylor Schrantz, and the morning call starts right now.
Good morning. I'm Scott Redler, Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com.
And I'm Jill Malandrino with The Street. And together we bring you the Morning Call Express. Scott, today seems like it's going to be lining up to be real interesting. We had a big down day on Monday, had a nice day yesterday with tech leading the way, but today feels a little bit pivotal. Let's review Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, well, right now we're on day 5 of this new range. Day 5 of the floor that's above the floor that's been established around 1310 in the S&P. The question is, does it continue to hold where traders are trading against it, and could we resolve to the upside? And as we move closer to the weekend with quad witching, move closer to the Greek election, move closer to the European summit, I think we're going to get that resolution soon. It's just a matter of when and how it's going to pan out.
So how are you positioning yourself for today? Because I noticed this morning on the feeds that we were, futures are a little bit flat, but you kind of feel like it's a good time to buy a little bit here.
Well, each day it's been different. We've been up 1%, down 1%. There's been no follow through. If you look at the chart here, you'll see tactically it's made a lot of sense. Tactically, it's you could have shorted on this day, had a little follow through, and then all of a sudden we opened up. You could have just back and forth, but there's only so much time that happens. So today, I feel like we closed in the highs. Off a little bit. I bought a little spiders. If we could take out the high here today of 1324, I think we could push up a little bit. I'm not expecting today for the market to go nuts, but at some particular point, this inverted head and shoulders pattern that I've been putting together here with the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, the longer we stay above this 1310, the higher the probability we break above this 1325 for what could be a move, to retest 1345 to 1360.
Right. What I think is going to be interesting too, you also have Jamie Dimon reporting today in Congress in terms of risk management. So you might get some of that headline risk with the financials, which we know do require, for some real true market participation because they lend so much underlying support to the market. But
if you look at the chart of JP Morgan, you'll see that it does have a lower range, almost similar to the spider, so the market's trading hand in hand. So here you have the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. If they come out and he looks good, chances are maybe it resolves to the upside. So watch JP Morgan. If it could start getting above this 3450 area, you could see a little bit more strength in the market.
Speaking of barometers of the market, we're going to take a look at the tech sector for the sector spotlight. There's been a lot of headlines coming out of WWDC and Apple, so we're going to look at names as derivative plays to the news coming out of Apple, but we've definitely got to check out this chart on what's really a consumer and tech name for the most part.
Well, on the day of the event, they love to sell it. So when it broke below 580, it wasn't news to major market participants because they sell the news. But yesterday was interesting where, you had some downside follow through. It reversed. It also helped the market. If you look at the chart of Apple real quickly, you have a line in the sand right here. I think bears are trading it short versus this 580, and bulls will be staying with it as long as it holds above this, just say 568. So at this point, watch Apple as a trade. If it gets above yesterday's high of 576, I think you have a nice little trade back up to this resistance line. But really, for it to get going, it's got to reclaim 580, 581, and that would help tech and some of the derivatives.
Speaking of other derivative plays, we're going to take a look at energy in the trenches, how oil has had a little bit of a move over the past couple days and how it relates to airlines, hotel stocks, and names like Expedia and Price Plan. But let's check out OIH real quick to see how oil's been moving.
Well, the chart's trying to stabilize down here. It's been a laggard group. Oil itself has been under pressure, and I still think that the lows in oil are not in. If you take a look, look at the chart of OIH's, some sectors are rallying to be sold, and some are investment quality. Right now, you have this downtrend. You have a high, a lower high, a lower high, lower high, whatever. Bottom line is it hasn't resolved yet. It's off the low. Some bottom feeders are trading it long versus this 34. If it could start breaking above this little trend line, I do think that you can get a bounce to 37, 38. But I think this is a group that's rallying to be sold, not rallying to be held.
All right, well, we have a lot going on today, and it feels like today's going to be really, really pivotal. So going into quad witching, then we have the Greek elections on June 17th. We have a lot to focus on this week, guys. Don't forget, Scott, at the end of the day, every day on Options, Profits, Real Money, and T3Live.com as the T3 team wraps up the charts for you.
Hi. I'm Sean Hendelman, CEO of T3 Live, where we train, coach, and mentor traders in order to help you put your money to work with confidence. The T3 Live approach is a blueprint for you to recognize, adapt, and ultimately take advantage of different market conditions. To begin your training with T3 Live, we would like to offer you the opportunity to enroll in our free 30-day online home study course. Fill in your name and email address, and I'll see you on the other side.